welcome to Encounter Roleplay. I am Chelsea, not Will. But today we are back with the Trials of Bhaal, the viewer game here on Encounter Roleplay. So Will be with us running some technical things, so you can still bother him in chat and all that jazz. But let's start. So I'm I'm Little Red Dot, your DM for today's game and a physical host. Yeah, we're going to go around the cast and crew, meet everybody, see what they're up to, and what kind of characters they're playing. So why don't we start with one of our cast members, Madame Gandalf.
Oh, hi. My name's Madame Gandalf. I'm going to be playing Ari. She is, obsessed with Finbar, is obsessed more so with herself, and is completely obnoxious and vain, and completely, I don't know, she's not a very nice person. It kind of makes sense that she ended up here having to go through hell and all the trials of it. But maybe, just maybe, she cares enough for somebody else that she might make it through as a better okay. Well, according to Chelsea, no, this is how she dies, a slow and painful death, everybody. My head exploded last week, as well as I think I had my guts and entrails ripped out of me to find a key, and many other things, but I did save a bug. I did manage to save a bugbear, so at least I did something there.
All right, and we will move right along to the dragon. What is that? 212?
2121, yes. But hello, everybody. I am the Dragon 2121 in chat. Violet's my real name. I am playing a half-elf archfey warlock today named B. Rael. She goes by B. It's just easier to say. But basically, she has kind of been outcasted from her normal village and her kind of clan. She was too kind to all the things. All of her other family and people in the village were kind of like, oh, we need to like get our own things, and they're very selfish. But she was like, no, we can't be like that. That's horrible. So that's basically her. She got outcasted. She lived in the forest, and she kind of got connected to nature, and she loves that. And so most of her powers are about protecting others. And well, I don't even know how she ended up here, but she just did something wrong. She made a terrible, terrible mistake.
All right, cool. Well, let's hear about our Taxaby Road by Karen. Tell us all about Ricardo. We've seen you here before, though. Well, not here.
Which of the rogues, me or the other one?
Yeah, the Great Ricardo.
Okay. The Great Ricardo has been here before, both in the Shores of Beauregard and in Grunrundi.
Oh, right. He has far traveled.
Far traveled indeed, because that is his thing. He is an explorer and archaeologist, and his obsession is lost civilizations. And so he ends up in the most wondrous places. As some roguish talents help, the arcane tricks help as well. And if he can't find anything nice to sell, he gets by performing magic tricks and that sort of.
Oh, all right, cool. And you were last seen in the Galleria, if I'm correct.
Indeed, yes.
I'll be interested to hear about that.
They rescued Ari, so I don't think I've actually met Ari.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, good. Yeah, I think you would have. And definitely some of the other.
Sort of the last scene where Ari stand there, and then that was sort of the end of the episode.
Oh, right. Okay, yep. So you were probably part of
the next one.
The collapse there of that. I can't wait to hear about it.
You already have me to peril. It's fine.
And we're gonna jump to the other side of the screen. Pangalactic, tell us about our other cast member. Tell us about your character.
Hello, I'm Chris. I'm a professional human, and I'll be playing Darak. He's kind of a gruff, surly dwarven cleric who has just died 3 times and is a bit confused about why he enjoyed it so much. And he doesn't know who any of these people are. Yeah, he's having the best day of his death so far.
His eternal life.
He's just coming to realizations about himself, like, actually... this has awakened something in me.
Right. That's amazing.
No consequences.
Yeah, and Kid Hart. Did I get that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Yep.
All
Tell
right,
us
guys.
about your character.
My character's name is Burbag. All right, listen up, guys. I'm a half-orc barbarian. I've got one of those long Khal Drogo hair things goes down to my butt. Been growing it out for 8 years. I serve the druids. You know, I'm trying to do better. I'm really trying to commit to neutrality. But you know, sometimes barbarian rage gets the best of me. So, you know, hold up. Might get us into some trouble. Might get me into some trouble. We'll see what happens. Okay.
Nice. Very cool. And last there, but certainly not least, Dice Talk Show. Tell us about your character and who you are.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Jeremy. I'm the host of Dice Talk Podcast. The character I'm playing is Flask. He is a Tabaxi rogue as well. Flask comes from very far away, a small island north of Cholt. Basically, his people are a very private people, and he's what's called a seeker. His job is to go beyond the borders of their land, find information about the world, and make sure they don't fall ignorant to the ways while they're kind of pulling themselves away. Sometimes he likes to go for some challenges that are a little bit beyond his grasp, so we'll see how that turns out for him.
All right, cool. Well, before we dive headfirst into the Trials of Bhaal, we have some pretty amazing sponsors that make ERP possible. So Fantasy Grounds, which is the virtual tabletop that of choice, basically, that we're going to be using today. You can get all of your beautiful maps and roles that you see are all going to be hosted in Fantasy Grounds. It's pretty cool. I'm going to have some visual things tonight, not maps, but some reference images and stuff. So something new for you guys to see. And we're also sponsored by D&D Dice. You can find them at dnddice.co.uk. Go over to their site, check them out, save yourself 5% with the coupon code Encounter Roleplay at checkout. And finally, Wayland Games is where you can go get those sweet minis. And actually, I love minis. There's some right here on the shelf. So go check it out. Do that thing. You can go to waylandgames.co.uk and get yourself tons of D&D and Warhammer and 40K minis for 20% off. Holy cow, 20% off. Yeah, so finally, let's talk about how you can actually interact with today's game. So if you're new, because I saw a couple of you in chat said you were new, this is what's so great and what I love about this game. If you haven't followed yet, hit the follow button and join us. When we hit 20 follows, you get a viewer decision and you get to decide something that happens in my game. So I just toss a random question out based exactly in the moment and you get to answer it. You get to tell me what is the thing that happens or spawns or, you know, explodes. So yeah, help make the game more interesting and chaotic, because that's what I live for. And the same goes for our retweets as well. So if we hit 20 retweets, same shenanigans will ensue. And of course, you can always donate to affect the game by giving players not ones, not 20s, while magic surges, and sometimes legendary monsters or raging ex-girlfriends. We've had those before. So, you know, whatever you're really feeling today, we can make happen when you donate. Now, we are going to dive deep into the Trials of Bhaal. Last week, our adventurers, some who had come from the depths and the bowels of the Galleria of Grunrundi, some who had just been out on their own adventure, but all of which met a similar end, which is called their death. And in doing so, they found themselves, their souls awakened in this alternate dimension, which they came to find out is run, in fact, by the Lord of Murder, Bhaal. And he put them through a series of trials, drowning, having to choose their items that are most important to them, sometimes just ripping them apart because he can, turning Finbar's pretty outsides in and ugly insides out, the usual.
That was the worst of all the tortures.
Only to torture Ari, which is the real plot. All of these horrible things happen to them, and they basically learn that they're here. They are trapped. They are trapped in his grasp, where Bhaal uses you as a thing on his playground. And not participating is not an option, because the only way to earn back your mortal life is to prove to Bhaal that you're worthy of the title of adventurer. The scene sets, the room is dark that you're in, and you come to almost in a daze, and not the kind of daze that's like, I'm like sleepy and waking up, but like somebody's drugged you, like you're coming out of a deep haze. Corners of your eyes are bloodshot from whatever it is that they gave you, And as you come to, you realize that you're sitting in a chair with your arms bound to your body. Your legs are free. And as you look around, there are a slew of people in this very small, disgusting chamber that looks more like a ruin than an actual functional space. There's one woman in the corner. She sits in, you're not even sure if it's their own feces. And people are chattering at themselves, maybe to one another. But there seem to be a handful of you. In fact, 2 taxabi in the same room stare at each other. And you guys are both bound with your arms, almost in a straitjacket style that wraps around your back. Anybody want to say anything? In the room also sits a half-elf, and I believe a dwarf.
How did we end up like this?
What is this?
I try to be asleep. I'm not saying anything. I pretend I'm dead.
Okay, roll a deception. Let's see how well you play dead.
Oh, great. Deception. Let's see.
First roll.
First roll is a deception roll. This is going to be a good game.
This will set the tone for the night.
1d20. +1.
Oh, backslash die.
Backslash die.
Yep.
Right. 1d.
Front slash. Regular slash die.
Nice. Woo. Whoop, 15. All right, so out of 15, you actually do look on the opposite side of the room, all by himself in just a ratty, rusty chair. Sits what could be considered a corpse, in fact.
Who got into my stash and who gave too much to the half-orc?
Looks like he got the easy way out.
What is this? I was just in the Temple of Goon.
Welcome to hell, really.
This is hell. It's not that bad.
I'll try and slip
You
out
haven't seen Finbar yet.
You haven't been here long.
And you have.
Did you say Finbar?
A while.
So I'm just listening. I just want to know where I am at.
So as he says that, as he says, yeah, I've been here a while, the door on the far end of the room, kind of at the narrower side, it's open, and standing in silhouette is the silhouette of a very quaint woman, small in stature, probably an elf, and she wears like a white piece over her head that drapes into this kind of gray gown. And as she enters the room, you realize that her mouth is totally stitched shut. And she wears atop her head a strange crown, and blood runs down because it is made of medical tools. Knives and blades and strange pairs of scissors, and it's sitting atop her head, and she's bleeding. And she comes.
That is a look.
She comes walking in pretty normally, and turns around and begins to drag a trough across the floor, and she sets it in the middle, and as it enters, you cannot help but notice the pungent smell of rotting food, just pig slop in a trough. And as she brings it to the center of the floor, she kind of drops the end of it, and gingerly, like click, 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 walks out and closes the door behind her. And all the other people in the room around you in straitjackets dive for this trough and begin just like just eating with their faces like pigs from this disgusting slop.
Mother of Palor.
Oh my god. I think I'll pass.
See, I'm used to being surrounded by animals, but this is a whole other thing. And she just kind of like shuffles back a little bit. Like, no, I'm good. I'll pass.
Okay.
I'm tied to a chair.
No, you're not tied to it. You're bound basically to yourself in like a straitjacket, but you can get
Oh,
up.
jeez.
We are tied, I think you mentioned.
I'm sorry?
We are tied, I think you mentioned. Like,
yeah, you're bound to yourself. Yeah, you're tied to yourself, but not to your chair.
Oh, right, okay.
Does that make sense? Yeah, you're in like a straitjacket.
Wriggle, out of it.
Okay, why don't you make me a dexterity check?
Oh, Dex.
Just
You're gonna dex your way out of your...
Okay, I know what I want to do to try and get out.
Okay.
Oh god.
I think I'll wait for the next meal.
This is where we do the magic trick of escape the straitjacket. A 19.
That's a 19.
Sure enough, you just like, and as you like wiggle out of yours, one of the people stops like gnawing on this like slop in this trough and turns over and it like drips from his mouth and he's all about it. He says, "What are you doing? She's coming back! Quick, eat!" And he does. Ari, you would like to do something?
Ari is going to stand up and calmly walk over to what she thinks is a dead half-orc and start trying to use his tusks.
And I am willing but dead still.
All right. Sure enough, and he like, you know, his head like bobs as you. Yeah, and you manage to get your arms free. Now you look like, I picture like that moment at the end of the Batman movie where he's in the Riddler's in the jacket and he's like, "I am Batman." You're like free, but you've got the like length of the arm to some degree, like draping off the ends of your fingers. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yep. So you're free, but you're still wearing the jacket. Mm-hmm.
Do we still have our stuff?
No, you do not.
Oh.
You're in your base clothing.
Ching.
At least I'm more
I'll try
covered
to
this
cut
week than I was last
the
week.
cloth of my claw.
Okay. Say the end again. You broke up a little bit.
I'll try to cut the cloth with my claw.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. You're free. People are still in this trough, just like going to town trying to eat it down.
Flask will look at the other tabaxi. A little help over here. He's like trying to wriggle out.
Yeah, I'll hop over and help him.
Yeah. You got him free.
Get in here? How did you get in here?
How did you get in here? I was supposed to be water. I don't know what to go to. You were where?
The Temple of Droon. It's far, far away from here, on the other side of the world.
Oh, well, it's got to be better than this slop house.
It was definitely better than this. I got the idol and... No, I don't have the idol.
First, we'll never lose the idol.
First. I'll have rip his straight jacket off.
And what about the rest of them? He's pointing around at the others.
I don't know them.
At this point, you see Ari is like just kind of starting to drag the chair of the orc over to everybody else. They can free themselves if they wish to.
Yeah. I will definitely take advantage of that. So she's just gonna lean in and be like, "Oh, this is great, wonderful." Just kind of like tries to free yourself.
So more and more as you guys begin.
Obviously, help the others as well.
Yeah. As you guys begin to free yourself, there's about 10 of them or so that are in these like hugging jackets are like knowing they begin to look at you and they have this like terror in their eyes and they're like, they all stop and look at the door. She's coming. And they go back to like trying to inhale it and you can hear the like of her heels coming down the hallway back towards the door.
Okay, I'm getting ready to jump up out of my chair and shoulder check anybody who comes out of the door.
Okay. All right.
I'm not liking the situation. I'm in a dark place.
Yeah. What were you saying, Derek?
Does the door open into the room or out of the room?
It opens into the room.
Into the room. Can I stand behind where it would open?
Yeah, you sure can.
Have these guys got no gear? Have Ari and I got our gear, or is that gone?
That's all gone. All of you are in basically whites. It sucks every time, doesn't it? It hurts.
All right.
It hurts.
Ari's going to sit back down in the chair and pretend like it's still attached.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, roll a deception.
Okay.
I think she's got the right idea.
Yeah.
I love this.
I've got this. Wait, no, that was information. Why did I... Don't drag information over. There we go. Oh, bugger me.
She opens the door into the room. So Derek, you guys see him like zoop behind it. Ari, you can't get the flaps back over. Like she enters the room and you're like beating yourself. You're flogging yourself with the ends of it, trying to like and she enters this. She can't say anything. She looks at you with these beady eyes and pulls out of this crown that's partially merged with her skull a pair of scissors, bloody at the end. And she begins to move towards you. And the guy on the ground goes, just eat the food.
Has she, sorry,
go ahead. So is the door open right now behind her?
It is.
Okay. Without like destroying the entire plot, I'm getting ready. If she looks like she's gonna stab one of my one of my cohorts, I'm gonna shoulder check her and like.
Okay.
Everybody get out.
If she cuts my hair, I will be mad.
Can I try and slip out of the door behind her?
Yeah. Do you want to make an attack, or you just want to follow her stealthily?
She's come into the room, and I just want to leave the room through the door.
Oh, okay. Slip around. Yeah. Make a I would say a stealth. I need you to make that stealth.
I'm not gonna be good at this.
Can I help him by distracting?
Yeah. So let him make the roll, and then you definitely can distract.
Okay.
I don't have my armor, so I'm not at disadvantage. Thank God.
Correct.
But, I mean, that's still.
But that's
not good.
Yeah. You try to slip around, and you like eat the door with your shoulder, and she turns with that look in her eye, and you can see there is something laid on her tongue behind the like stitching.
You've got something in your teeth there, love.
She takes the scissors and slices the stitching open. The scissors, she drops them. They hit the floor, and she reaches in and pulls out a syringe that's full of some kind of liquid.
Nope.
And we're gonna go into initiative. And
I'm both grossed out and impressed right now.
Burbag, because you you are prepped, I'm gonna let you actually take a turn first, like a reactionary turn, and then we'll go into it. So I need to get everybody in list order here.
So let me.
Perfect. That would be a net 20, so 21.
Whoa.
Oh,
damn!
You did
Okay.
that one.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Yeah, we'll see.
I'm so excited. Okay. All right. So his was 5, so we got 15. I'm gonna have you guys call them out for me. B, what was yours?
21.
Oh, you got that 20. That's right. So you're definitely first. So it's gonna be Burbag because he had the that reaction, but then you would go right after him. Ari?
I got 16.
16. Derek?
14.
Burbag?
17.
Lask?
With Dex, that's 20.
Ooh, damn. Okay, and Ricardo.
Quick. Man.
Okay. All right. So in our order, it will be. Damn, that's impressive. And I guess I'll roll for the nurse. I should do that, shouldn't I?
I guess there's a quick moment as well. Like when Ari sees the half orc actually did get up and walk away, she's just gonna have a moment of like, oh. Not as dead as I thought. Okay.
I did that last time. Did I not get it? I will not roll it. It's giving me an error message. That's okay, I'll just roll it the hard way.
The hard way.
The hard way. Okay, so she only got an 8. So she will go last in the initiative order. We're gonna give Burbag his like special turn at the top for being prepared and sneaky, followed by B, Flask, Ari, Derek, and Ricardo.
Okay.
And then of course the nurse at the end. Okay. Here we go. What do you like to do for your surprise attack on her?
So I'm still bound, so I'm just gonna football her, like run into her and try to knock her off her feet.
Okay.
My shoulder.
Okay, make a strength, just a strength check. I'll give it to you that way, or in athletics if you want to like actually like heave ho her.
Athletics. Oh my god, that's even more. Okay.
Let's do that then. Make that a 24.
Yeah.
You lift this nurse like off her feet, just like a linebacker, dude. And she goes with it. She's very frail. You feel her body almost like crunch a little bit under the attack. And how would you, I mean, are you wanting to like mash her against a wall? Are you just wanting to toss her? What's your end goal here?
Oh, I'm getting her against the door.
Oh, okay.
Wall.
Okay, great. Yeah, you got her. There's no way I don't think she's gonna beat that.
No.
Let's see if I can. It's gonna be weird again, but we'll see. With her strength,
Nobody
so
done
a
anything.
9 because she has a -1 to strength, so no.
Okay.
In fact, she does not beat your 24, and you have her solidly pinned. Like I don't know how you want to do it. You want like your body, or how are you holding her?
I mean, I'm just like holding her with my shoulder.
All right, great. So next in the order would actually be B. Do you want to take action in any way?
Yeah, so she's gonna like kind of notice everybody at the trough, and they keep like yelling at everybody like, eat, eat, eat. So she's just gonna be like, I guess that's the only option. I guess it can't be worse than living in the forest alone for 18 years. So she's just gonna like run over to a trough and just kind of look down, sniff it, and just kind of like take little bites and see how it tastes. Like,
Oh, okay. All right, make a Constitution save. You're eating just like
You can't beat him, join him.
Exactly. Okay, let's see.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, roll your that Constitution and give me that number. Oh, what is 16, 18?
18.
Okay, you're not sure if it's been your regular like you said forest diet. Is that where you're from? Yeah, your regular forest diet of just like nuts and stuff that your stomach is just like iron. But you like, and it's very congealed. Is maybe the word I'm looking for. In nature, and it's cold. And it's chunky, and it doesn't taste like anything but like wet garbage, really. So yeah, and it like hits the bottom of your stomach and it goes, and you're able to like keep it down, you know.
Yeah.
But you're like, that is foul.
That is horrible. But she's just gonna keep nibbling a little bit. But now that it's like kind of hidden, she's like. And she's gonna try to fake it. Now she's gonna like put her face kind of like in the trough and be like, "Yeah, I'm totally eating."
Okay. Okay. For the last part of your turn, I'll let you make that deception to see.
Perfect.
Because I'm just impressed. You wanted to taste it. I'm so impressed.
Oh.
I'll let you make that deception roll. Oh.
No.
Oh, no, you're like, you cannot get that look off your face like you just ate like congealed garbage soup. You know, like, oh, and we've got a few nat 20s to hand out here. Let me see what those are. Looks like nat 20s for Ricardo.
Hey, thank you.
And B, in fact, both of you have nat 20s to use at your leisure. Somewhere off in the distance, you hear Bhaal go, "No, no!" As they're handed out. And yeah, so that's your turn. And we move right along to Flask.
Flask is gonna watch the scene unfold, and he's going to pull his claws out and just lunge at her, try to make an unarmed claw attack.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, well, I guess I don't know how to do this.
So backslash dice, DICE, and then your dice equation.
A die.
So
Die.
D20 plus 7.
Yep, D20 plus 7. Plus, you can also just grab your nat 20 and roll it over the chat box, and then it'll you can add your number. It should pop up in chat as well that way.
Oh, okay. I'll just do that for now.
Perfect.
18 plus 7, so 25.
What was your plan here? Because you did it, whatever it was. That's impressive.
I ran at him with my claws and just went for like a slash to, I guess, her face area.
Yeah, he's like holding her. I mean, I'm guessing he's probably got her arm pinned too with the one with the syringe, and you just like do the damage.
All right, so it'll be this plus 4. Oh, 4 plus 4.
8. You rip her mouth had already, she'd already unstitched her own mouth, and you just rip her open, and you notice along the way down her face that as she splits open, it's not soft and fleshy. It feels hard like the bark of a tree and ashy, and her face cracks in weird ways as you reach across it, as if she's old. She's so old.
Look at his paws. I don't know
Uh,
if I'm more or less disgusted.
But yeah, you do a significant amount of damage, and she kind of like cries out in pain as you rip her face basically off with 8 points of damage. And she is, if she could be bleeding, she would be, but she's just really injured, I guess I should say.
He'll just look to the others. A little help down here.
All right, yeah, and we move right along. It's Burbag's turn again.
Excellent. Okay. So I've got her.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can improve my situation, or what kind of attack I could do with my arms bound, but I guess I'm gonna headbutt her. Seems like my head's right there.
I mean, she's barely has a face. Why not finish it off? So,
Yeah.
go ahead and make the attack. with your strength, and then we'll just call it improvised.
Okay, sure.
Or
So
I'll take even hand to hand if that's better.
is that just D20 plus strength mod?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, cool.
Dang. And you're not sure if it's because her face is already kind of collapsing in, but like you have horns, I'm guessing, or some kind of tusk. Yeah, just right into her. And her face kind of collapses. Roll damage.
Okay, so that is what kind of damage is that?
I would roll 1d6 plus your strength.
Okay.
It's kind of improvised. Yeah, 7 points as you feel her face collapse in as you headbutt her, and almost like a hollow tree, she goes limp and crumbles
is
away.
it all over my face and everything?
Yeah, it's like stuck in there's like a piece stuck on your tusk, and she like crumbles, and you see the syringe drop and like ting 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 on the floor.
Somebody gonna get that? Oh, hey guys, by the way. Hey guys.
Oh, he's not dead.
Not quite.
I like him.
Oh, well, thank you for letting us use your tusk earlier. That was really kind if you were actually conscious during that. Thank you.
Hey, just trying to be helpful here.
Ari's gonna go over to the body of that grandma thing. She's just gonna like drag it over and toss it in the trough and say, "Eat."
The other people in the room that are in straitjackets, they look up more terrified than before at all of you and go, "Oh my god!" This guy goes, "Oh my god, they killed her! They killed her! Oh my god!" One of the guys is like freaking out over it.
Hey, I killed her. Fred.
We didn't know she could die.
Everything can die.
Right.
We do, over and over.
Who was she? What is this place?
What do you mean? Didn't you go through initiation? This is Bhaal's house.
Oh, come now. I'm not a child. There's no such thing.
You're dead.
This is a ball house? Shouldn't that be
Oh, the house of Bhaal?
Don't laugh. Laughter draws him near. Don't laugh.
But it's got such a funny name.
He has a good point.
When Ari tosses the lady into the trough, Beer's gonna look down and be like, and she's just gonna like kind of scatter back again, but like kind of put her arms again. She's like, I don't know, and she's starting to actually kind of like wither down. She's like, things died and we're dead, and I'm confused. So she's just gonna kind of like sit back and be like, what? And be very, very terrified.
This more kind of calm and about herself woman comes over actually on her knees from the trough, and she tries to wipe her mouth as much as possible before speaking to you, and she says, "You don't know where you are?"
No idea. The last time I remember was in this like clearing, and there's an owlbear and this party that was fighting the owlbear. They were like there and they were getting really, really hurt. I tried to help them as much as I could, but then they left me, and then that's all I remember. So I have no idea where I am.
The woman says, "I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, for Bhaal has somebody on staff that is actually hired for that, but we are, in fact, dead. You know this. All of you know this."
Oh,
I've
yeah.
always been
Well,
dead on
when-
the inside.
Yes, but this is, in fact, a otherworldly place. It's a holding facility, a petri dish, a place for him to experiment on life and emotions and mental stability.
Is that what that was about? Pointing at the corpse in the trough.
She looks at that corpse and she says, "The nurse is one of many, and she serves a very specific purpose."
Let me ask you something, right? You're all dead. You've all died.
Guilty.
What are you afraid of? Why are you so afraid? What are they going to do? Kill you?
There are worse things than dying.
Really?
Yeah, I'm with him. That sounds pretty bad to me.
Really
mean-
nice in here.
Yeah,
It smells
to
weird.
me-
Someone should open a window.
Seems to me, to quote a book that I once read, seems like to die is an awfully big adventure. I mean, I don't know about you, but at least things have not been boring.
Oh, I'm having the time of my life, death. Time of my death.
The woman looks down and says, "You are all adventurers, yes?" Yes.
Of a sort.
Of a sort, yes, I'll agree with that. Of a
You
sort.
did take up the mantle of adventurer to journey forth to gather gold, to save the princess, to fight the dragon, to kill the lich,
To sell the squirrels.
to sell the squirrels. You took up the mantle of adventurer, and in doing so, Bhaal feels like you owe him something. I, too, took up the mantle of adventurer. We all did, and she points to the few of them that are around the trough. And we failed our mission as a first level adventurer.
I'm
Bhaal,
just here for shiny things.
there are no shiny things here, at least not ones that don't do pain and damage.
Yeah, but pain and damage is what makes you know you're alive.
Oh, these are pretty shiny. Pick up one of the scalpels out of the head
Yeah,
chest.
you have to pop it free of her
Ooh,
skull.
right, so it's actually, it's not a crown built out of instant.
Yeah, it's like a crown, and she's like, "Oh
Crown
wait, I
inside.
have a picture of this. I found one," and I was like, "This is inspiring." Where is she? Where
I
is she?
like how your mind
Where
works.
is she? There she is. Hang on. I do sharing. Share sheet. Do you see it?
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Goodness. Oh.
it's gnarly.
I had
Right? Yeah, she's like wearing it.
How did
Yeah.
I not
and
take
she
damage from that?
Nice.
I look over to
Um,
my I look over to my tabaxi allies who have their claws out. I'm like, do you mind? Like,
Sorry about that. I'm a little on edge. I've never been dead before. At
Of
least I don't
course. Rip.
So you guys are able to free yourselves. The ones that were eating at the trough do not seem interested, and she, in being released, she says, "No, it will be worse if we try to flee. We will stay here."
Well,
I
for one,
look-
I'm not gonna wait around here.
I look down at them and say to them, it's not good for somebody not to be free. Are you sure? And I try to do some sort of insight check to see if they're being possessed or if they're
Sure,
doing
yeah, absolutely. Roll an insight. Absolutely, roll an insight. That's a great idea.
Plus wisdom. That's actually pretty good. Hey!
Ooh.
Oh man. Okay, cool. So, in fact, you can see that she's telling the truth, and the fear, the amount of sheer discipline that they have for whatever they were supposed to be doing, tells you that they have in fact been tortured exponentially. And what she said also rings true, this idea that they died early in being an adventurer, these kind of like level one, all of them seem to be these like very level one adventurers, fresh out of the thicket, got killed by some goblins, you know what I'm saying? Kind of people, made the wrong step and fell into a trap. So they seem probably less worthy to be here than you guys do in terms of earning your right to earn back your mortality.
You're
So
all a
Tara-
bunch of cowards. I made it this far because I wasn't afraid. I don't hide behind troughs and let people push me around.
Yeah. I like this guy.
Bee will
And with
speak up
that,
and be
I
like,
say let's get out of
Well,
here.
that's a good point.
Bee will speak up. She's like, well, living on your own for like years and years and years. I had to survive. I had to do it, and now I'm here, and I'm pretty sure it's a mistake. I feel like this is a huge mistake. I'm not sure. And she's just kind of like sad. She's just crying. She's like, I think this is a mistake.
Ari's gonna bend down to Bee, grasp her on her shoulders, look her straight in the eye, and be like, "You're not really gonna be alone while you're here. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be surrounded by this kind of craziness. You know what? So do you want to come with? And she's going to start trying to help Bee up and like patting her on the back. Like, it's okay. She's found basically her other like person that she's going to be like, it's okay. Let's go through hell together. Come on.
You know what? In fact, both of you get a point of inspiration. One, because Ari is nice to somebody, and two, because Bee is now inspired to like girl power through this.
Oh yeah.
Yes, for sure. So, yeah, you like get her up. The door is standing open, and as the six of you make this pact to kind of move forward or not want to be where they are, the hallway, you kind of peer out the door, the hallway, very kind of spooky, like, and it narrows down into this deep, what's the word I'm looking for? Planar perspective, just like into the distance, and it's like the hallway expands and widens, and it's disorienting to look straight down it.
Does it go both ways?
No, just the one door she came through is open.
The door is at the end of the hallway.
There is a doorway way at the end of this hallway that looks to be about 200 feet or so, maybe even more. And then the room that you're standing in that it seems to be attached to.
Right.
Okay. Is it dark in here? A little bit?
There are 2 torches on the wall, so it is this room at its size is relatively lit.
All right, I'm gonna rest one of the torches from the wall and just have it with us as we go, making sure we're not gonna step on anything unfortunate or run into anything bad. I'm a little sensitive about traps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's have a look.
As you get ready to exit,
around.
The woman says, "Wait, your gear."
Yes.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Now you're speaking a language I understand.
She gets up for the first time off her knees, and comes over really close and says, "It's down that hallway."
How do you know all this? How did we even get here?
You died. Dead.
I don't feel dead. I don't feel anything.
She's like, it's not, she goes, "I don't know what to tell you. I just know that in initiation, Bhaal was like, 'You're dead.' Right? Anybody else? Nobody else went through initiation?"
Yeah, I think we went through that.
The last thing I remember was a click.
Oh, this must be your initiation.
Cool.
I'll worry about that later. I'm gonna get my stuff.
Wait, what? I turn to Ari. Why are we being initiated again?
I don't know, man. We've done. You were there. We've
was there.
drowned. We've been disemboweled.
Yeah. That weird, ugly dude ran off with a key.
Yeah.
He was really nice, though. Sickeningly nice.
We shall never speak of that man again.
The woman goes, "Look, I've spent too much time as is. I'm sure he's overheard already." And she turns to go back to the trough and hit her knees. And as she does so, as if out of thin air, her neck snaps and her body like crumples to the ground, and her face plants into the trough next to the dead nurse. Everybody there immediately starts eating from the trough again without
people.
Right, let's go.
That's why you get a good chiropractor.
So you guys exit the space, and as you actually come down this very deep hallway, you realize that the perspective changes once you leave the room, and you actually have a little bit of a landing right outside the door before you hit the hallway. Everybody roll a perception. You gotta just like get your bearings as you come out of this disorientation.
Perception 5.
Dang. Okay, cool. I would say, oh wow, okay. So anybody roll more than higher than a 22 with your mods? Okay, cool. So you guys mostly see exactly what she's talking about. It's just like door after door after door down this very narrow and terrifying, also something I have a not the right picture of hallway that is just like walls, or the paint is like peeling off the walls. There's for sure some kind of mold growing in the corner with like out question. And the doors seem to be roughly about 5 feet apart to 10 feet apart as it goes down. They're all shut. The floor is this checkerboard pattern that makes it the perspective even worse on your eyes. And it's only Ricardo that notices as you kind of like peer in that there's some kind of strange writing and symbols that are on the wall, done in blood, maybe some kind of writing instrument.
Can anyone read this?
And as you kind of like peer, and he points it out, you guys start to see it. It's like symbols, and you're like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't look like a language or anything like that. But Ricardo, you rolled high enough to see that when you stand smack dab in the center of the hallway in the disorientation, the letters line up, like, and perspective, you can read that there's a message down the walls, and it reads left all the way down and comes all the way up. And I'm going to show you what that note looks like. Or at least what the letters are on the wall. So it's like written, all kinds of paints and things like that. Can you guys see it?
It's
Not
kind of
yet.
empty.
Not quite.
Did I not share it?
I barely
Alright.
speak common.
Wait, hang on. I was about to say, yeah, it is
It's notable too.
written in comments.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys can grab it that way, but I'll read you what it says. So the lettering like down the wall comes back up reads, your identity is tied to a name, but really you're all the same. Labeled like cattle, there is no battle. You're a lost soul in a split hole. Now this may sound bizarre. Do you know who you are? It's an important question for retrospection, so complete this trial. You cannot be in denial. Locate a stone set in the earth. Hold your true name given at birth.
Okay.
I only
I'll
got
come
about
back
half of that.
with that in piece you broke up.
Yeah.
My
Locate
name.
the stone set in the earth
Okay.
that holds your true name. given
Yep. Locate the stone set in earth and behold your name given at birth. And you look down and realize that your hugging jackets that you were wearing, you have a name tag.
Oh.
And it is not your name.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Barely.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
cutting in and out between.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Was something about the name that is not us? Or...
We have a name tag that isn't our name.
Hmm.
Correct.
What's mine say?
I don't know. Yeah. So you
Dude,
each look down. I mean, I was about to say, you've each been given a name. B, your name is John.
Okay. John.
Ari, you are wearing a name tag for Beth.
Hi, my name is Beth.
Yep, correct.
We're all joining a commune.
Derek, you guys are wearing a your name tag. Derek says Ben, so Ben. Burbag, yours says Judy.
Did you get a punch as well?
Flask, your name is Mel, M-E-L, Mel.
Okay.
And Ricardo, your name is in fact Richard.
Ooh,
Okay.
Okay.
Like
Lucky.
Ricardo to Richard. I like that. And you all have a different name tag, and that is the message. So again, just in case it got a little funky, the last lines and most important were: locate the stone set in the earth, behold the name given at birth. That is how you will complete this trial.
Stone set in the earth. What is the floor of the corridor made of?
It's kind of some kind of tiling that looks to be kind of black and white checkerboard.
Right. Okay. So it's solid.
Correct.
Ari just keeps looking at her tag and wondering, like, who would name anyone Beth?
Did you say there's doors all along the corridor?
Correct.
Do any of them have like writing or plaques or anything on them?
Yeah, so you can start down the hallway, and you see that the doors have, in fact, as you kind of investigate them, just with general perception, they do have plaques on them. Some of them are numbered. The ones on the left seem to be numbered. The ones on the right seem to have writing on them.
Okay. What does the writing say? Can I read it?
Yeah, roll a perception, and let's see just how many of the doors in your peripheral you can see at one time.
12.
Okay. Plus anything?
12. Flat 12.
Maya,
Not
help
12.
my friend read.
Yep. So yeah. Yeah,
Oh, wait,
these
no,
seem
sorry,
to be
I-
storage closets.
13, sorry.
13. These seem to be storage closets. There are about 4 or 5 of them sparsed out, and yeah, each one's kind of it has like a sub label, if you would, or sub writing on it, and it says like cleaning. You know, one of them says wardrobe, and each one's kind of like labeled as they go down.
Does one of them say Darak's stuff?
It does, in fact, not say that. It says cleaning, wardrobe, and the third one you can kind of read out of the corner of your eye says cold storage.
Anybody
Open
hungry?
The wardrobe door.
Which door?
The wardrobe door.
Oh, yeah, you open up the wardrobe door, and sure enough, there is just a closet.
That was barely audible.
Little robot-y.
Oh,
Little
we
robot-y.
brought the DM.
Wait. Am I back?
Yeah.
Did I come back?
You're
Yeah.
back here.
Am I back?
Yes.
Yes.
Have I come back? And no, he resurrected me.
Closet.
Where was I? Yeah, you open it up, and there's like this closet that's like 10 foot deep. It's got 2 layers of clothing in it, and it's just tons. It's armor, it's robes, it's hats and wigs, and crazy costume closet of shit.
I'll
Just
pick up a nice wide brimmed hat with a feather in because I'm missing that.
Done. Yeah, you're like, oh, and you suspect that this is
I cut
probably
2
where they
holes in the
dump.
brim for the ears.
Yeah. Boink. And you manage to like, slice it, like pull them through. And it is a stunning little piece on you.
Ari's gonna walk in and have a pretty woman montage.
Let's see what else. Yeah, so this is kind of like where they take everybody's
Oh,
stuff.
right. So is our stuff actually here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Why don't you
Then
roll an
obviously
investigation.
I'll pick up my hat and my cloak and armor and things.
Yeah, roll an investigation just to see how well you do. I just want to make sure you don't roll in that one.
Investigation. 5. Same roll as before. 15.
15. Out of 15, looks like something's fantasy grounds being weird, so you may have to call your rolls out to me. For 15.
I saw the roll, but it didn't show up in the chat.
Okay, so yeah, for now, just call your rolls out. We'll keep moving, and I'll see if we can figure it out. So 15, absolutely. Yeah, you're like, oh, hey, here's my stuff. Anybody else need some stuff? I can locate all the stuff. And you kind of like figure out their organization system with
What do
armor
you
and
need?
chainmail. Yeah, exactly. So you guys are able to locate all of your clothing, but no weapons yet.
Okay.
Okay.
I suppose it's a start.
Pick up some nice paisley scarf for Boldak and that sort of thing. Yeah, Burback, not Boldak. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ari's gonna walk out in far more grandiose clothes than she's ever worn. She knows that these are not her own clothes, but she's just feeling like, look, now I'm in the greatest of attire. If if big sunglasses were, a thing in D&D, she'd be wearing those big circular sunglasses that fill up the whole face and just walking out like this.
Yeah. You like go through and you
Think
find
about it, somebody died in those clothes.
it is like
Makes it deathly chic.
yeah. Yes, for sure. And you look hot to try in it.
And
I don't know why I see it's purple. It's got to be like this rich purple color, like gold trim.
It's not
Tape.
Vogue unless it's been corpseified, It's fine.
That's right. What were you saying, Bree or B?
So he was gonna kind of like come in and follow Ari and kind of just watch her, like kind of like pick things out and try them on. And she's just gonna stare at this one hat that's kind of like those big like fox hats that come down with mitts that come all the way down. She's gonna pick that up, and it's like a little fox head and has like a long kind of fuzzy thing that has like little mid pockets. She's like, nature, I love this. I love foxes. I met a fox once, and she's just gonna kind of like ramble about a fox she met, and she's just kind of walking out.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Ari's gonna give her that like approving, like, yes, queen kind of style.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. And you like come out of that closet like feeling it.
Oh yeah.
Anybody else want anything other than their own gear? Dead people's clothing for sale. Dead people's clothing for sale.
I just find a nice pair of pants that fit real good. Like mine are a little lower in the waist. I've lost a lot of weight recently, so I just try to.
Yeah, for sure. You like re-suit up to your liking. It's pretty sweet. So yeah, you guys managed to.
Is there anything that could be used as a makeshift weapon, like a walking stick?
And
Nope.
nope.
Oh, you back? Maybe.
I'm here. I was listening to Ricardo's.
Is there anything like a walking stick or anything a bit more solid that could be used as a makeshift weapon, maybe?
In the costume closet, not really. Like you find some like more props type things and like real
Ooh, a fan.
Yeah.
That sort of
A fan. Yeah, absolutely. There's a
Cool.
fan.
So slap people around the face with.
Oh, I'm losing you guys again. I'm having some serious connection problems. I don't know what's up with that.
Oh, I guess we're all booted.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, we're back in. Hang on. I'm gonna start it back up. I think it booted me off. While
Okay.
looks
Okay.
like it's cleaner now.
While you guys are pimping yourselves out, I'm gonna go and open the cold storage door.
Alright, I'm right behind you, man.
Okay, you open the cold storage door, and sure enough, as you open it, it is very much cold. This is not like modern refrigeration. There seems to be like large chunks of ice sitting along the floor, and the walls are kind of frozen, probably from just like the small space. But inside of it is shelves and shelves and shelves of jarred body parts.
Nice.
Yeah, eyeballs, hands, anything that'll fit in a jar, really. Noses, tongues, eyes, spine.
Can I find a nice long tongue?
Oh, yeah, it's labeled, there's like a shelf label, it says tongues.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a tongue and that's gonna go through like the hole in my ear.
You're gonna pop the jar open and pour out
Yeah.
like formaldehyde? Oh my god,
Heck
okay.
yeah.
Oh my god! Okay, you guys... Oh. Just like somebody in the middle of the night coming downstairs to the refrigerator, it's like pouring out, and you hear the pop, like top, the top pop on it, and you are able to like fish the tongue out, like wiggle jam it into your
Yeah.
hole.
I'm gonna turn around and say, "Has anyone got a mirror?
Oh,
How good does this look?"
Ari's going to, just find the shiniest piece of armor in this costume closet and like hold it up in front of him.
I'm gonna like.
Yeah, there's like a big breastplate that you're able to hold up, and you can see it.
So
You can
With
totally
this
see
one,
it. Your
not
tongue
right.
earring.
he's got all this barbed wire in his beard and the big scar, and now he's got a tongue earring.
Looking dangerous. I like it.
Right. This
I
is-
never would have thought that a tongue would have been a
I mean-
viable accessory, but you never know.
You just got to own it, man. Just make do with what you got.
Hmm.
I approve.
Just
I
make.
approve
just make-
greatly.
Okay.
Are all these body parts familiar, or are they monster
okay,
parts?
that's good. You can roll a medicine. I would also take a insight check.
Okay, let me.
Either one, whichever one's better for you.
That's D12, I think you just rolled.
Yeah, fantasy cards works again.
Oh, cool.
Good. It's back up. Love it.
Sweet.
So you said insight?
Yeah, I would take insight or medicine, whichever roll is better for you.
All right. It could be beef.
And,
It's 13 altogether.
And what did you actually roll for? Which one?
Insight.
Did you add? Insight.
Yep.
Okay. So you are able to tell, medically speaking, it doesn't mean a whole lot to you, like in terms of like how the surgeries were done or how the body parts are being kept. But the races, in fact, of the body parts seem to be sporadic and random. There looks like there's like elf ears in a jar over here, but that's definitely like a human hand, right? That's human genitalia. There's like strange, like the eyes are all different colors and sizes. It's just like a collection of them in a giant pickle jar. So it doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to the people in which the body parts were taken from.
Mm-hmm. Well, this room is a nightmare. Anybody want to get out of here?
Have any of the hands
Yes,
Have any of the hands what?
got rings on them?
In fact, one of them does.
I kind of hold the jar up and... Who wants this ring?
I'll take it.
There, have it. I'm not putting it on.
You have to go through the formaldehyde
I'll
to
do
get
that
it.
for you. I'll unscrew it and pull the hand out and
It's like,
shake
yeah,
the
it's like
formaldehyde off.
dripping. And you know, it's like, it's very stiff because it's been in formaldehyde, and you like, you know, shake it off, and the ring like slides right off the ring finger.
There you go.
Plus,
Yeah, well, this
wipe
is
it
not-
off on some of the clothes in the other room.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
There's now formaldehyde. Yeah, what was that, B?
While B is watching this, she kind of like watches everything happening, like the ring getting out the head, and
Yeah.
like does that lurching thing again because she ate that slop, and she's just like, oh, okay, I can't be here, and she just kind of like walks further ahead a little bit, like, nope, I can't,
Mhm.
I'm okay, I think.
Ari's gonna
Ricardo
rub her
joins
back
the...
and say, like, you know, you did the most disgusting thing I could have imagined in the name of survival.
You did
That's
the most
brave.
disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's brave. Gotta give it to her. And she's like patting her maybe on the back a little bit too hard. Probably not
Yeah.
helping with the lurching.
Yeah.
There you go. Like that. Yeah, that's that. You know, there you go.
So you're able to definitely console her. You like take a few deep breaths, and like you know, rejarring the formaldehyde helps a lot in the gagging. And you yeah, so you guys are able to gather your clothing, take anything you want, I guess, out of the fridge, and close up shop. And as you guys are kind of closing out, you hear something very strange. Everybody roll a perception.
Uh-oh.
No, no.
I added the wrong modifier before, but that's still only an 8.
23.
23.
Has your character ever spent time around children?
Do goblins count? They're short.
No, like children.
Not a lot. No.
Okay. The feet, you know distinctly to be that of children.
Okay.
Small children, probably toddlers, maybe a little older. And you can't decipher which direction they're coming from, but they are echoed with the like kids playing, and it patters off like down the hallway, deeper in.
The sound of joyful children is literally my nightmare.
Yeah, it's never a good sign.
Do we follow them, or do we open the other door?
No, we run away from the children.
Okay. But
Man, I really want a sword right now. This is making me uncomfortable.
I want my hammer.
So one of you walks further down to check another door. Who was that?
Me.
That was B. In fact, B, you see a door that says storage protection.
Ooh, she's gonna feel like a little reassured by that and just kind of open it up and take a look in.
Yeah, and it is a huge closet full of weapons. It's just like mounted on the doors, you know, and like inside it's like deep, and there are like spears and, you know, long range weaponry hanging on one side, both long and short bows, daggers and swords and scimitars and just weapons, just so many weapons.
Yeah, I'm gonna like lean out the door and just call back to the hallway, like, guys, I think I found our weapons. Whoever needed that comfort of the sword, right here. She's gonna run in and grab all her like weapons, and she's gonna grab an extra hand axe just because she's like, I don't like this place.
Yeah, so you're able to, you pick it all up, no big deal. You guys basically look down the hall and see her like sheathing weaponry from this closet.
Yeah, I just come running. I'm gonna grab some stuff in there.
Great, yes, so you guys can take your regular, you know, your weapons that you had coming into game. If there's something in particular you're looking for, let me know. But
is it just
all
weapons?
in all, it's pretty average.
Can I find my bag in here, or is it just weapons? My bag of devouring.
That's actually a good question. Bags are like stacked on the floor. There's just like backpacks on the floor of stuff.
Cool. Once I've got my weapons, I want to try and find my bag.
Yeah, me as well.
Okay, roll an investigation in this like mound of smelly adventurer packs.
I have nothing in investigation.
That's 22.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm going to use my natural 20 for this because she really wants her stuff.
Heck yeah. So between the both of you, you guys are like, this is definitely my bag. And you're like, this is definitely my bag. And just because you guys went through such a horrible situation earlier, you seem to feel like you might know these people, and you're able to find their bags between the both of you.
I'd like to find Beth's bag.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. Are you searching for... Oh! Well, damn.
Because it's on Beth, so I want to know, what does Beth have?
Shit.
Okay.
Hello.
You, in fact, do find Beth's bag. They find it for you to help. They help you with their 20s, and then with your 23, you guys are like, oh, Beth. Yeah, here it is. Right at the very bottom. It's a small pack. Quaint. Are you gonna take Beth's pack?
I'm gonna take Beth's pack.
Are you wanting
like
to
take a look inside of Beth's pack?
Stealing this woman's identity, Ari.
Well, it says I'm Beth now. I'm going with it.
So
This is me now.
This is who I am. Yeah, you're able to open up her pack. It looks to be that she too was rather unprepared if this is all that she had on. It's a few potions. Looks like pretty low health potions. A dagger is in the bag, but it doesn't even have bare minimum like bedroll, anything a real adventurer would need to survive.
Amateur.
Beth is useless. But these potions, though.
Yeah. Yep.
She's going to keep a hold of Beth's bag as well as her own.
Okay. Yeah, you saddle up. You guys saddle up your gear and you get your weapons and all your stuff.
Ooh.
Oh. And
feeling so much better now.
yeah, and would you like to continue down the hallway? What is your plan?
I'll try a door on the left, one of those number doors.
Ooh, you want to peer in a number door.
Oh no.
Would you like to pick a number?
13.
13. So you walk down to 13. There seems to be about 15 of them, and you actually have to go pretty far down the hallway. I need you to make me a dex save.
Oh no.
6.
Oh!
Oh no!
Wow.
You guys see him walk down the hall, and he just drops through the floor.
Yeah.
Lord. I'm gonna
Hey,
just
you okay down there?
impale you on
It's
some
not okay.
spikes.
It'll be back though. Watch, it's a really fun trick.
All right, here we go. You impale yourself for 20 points of damage on instead of
Oh man.
It seemed to have some kind of illusion spell over the top of them that was making it replicate the floor. And because you walked all the way down to 13, you like impale yourself and there's like a spike sticking out of his back. You guys hear this and you see him drop through the floor, but you have yeah, there you go.
Okay,
Don't
so
step on the
We're not walking anywhere anymore.
how deep is the pit?
He's about 25 feet down.
All right, I go back to the wardrobe. I tie a bunch of clothes together into a makeshift rope, and I run back up to the edge of the pit.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to actually roll me a I need a survival check to see if you're wise enough to know exactly how to tie all those shirts together.
Oh, I'm great at survival.
There's rope in my bag.
I'm great at survival. Yeah. He's like,
I don't
why
hear you.
the clothes?
The bag's down there.
Oh, with an 8.
Yeah.
An 8, you get it tied. You get it tied,
Okay.
but it's not the strongest thing. So when you toss it down, he reaches for it, and it hurts. It hurts so bad, Ricardo. And it just like the shirts like fall apart when he goes to put any weight on them. And
Does he fall back down?
yeah, he can't even pull himself up. It's like he reached for it, and it actually it causes you to like slide a little bit more.
I'll try it the other way then. I'll throw up my rope with the grappling hook.
Okay.
Flask will run
Look at
over
this.
the rope.
Yeah, so
Pull
all
me
this
up.
movement as you have like 2 spikes through your gut does in fact do another d4 worth of damage, which is okay because I only rolled a 1. So you take one point of additional damage as you like just wiggle on these spikes that are protruding from your back. And as you look around to toss it, you realize that there's a skeleton of the last guy that failed this next to you. You just stare him right in the face.
Flask will run over and grab the rope. Will somebody help me with this? And he's trying to
I'm
pull
right
him
there,
out.
so
Okay, so gentlemen, why don't you guys make me a strength, and Ricardo, I'm gonna let you make me a dex.
Okay.
To like wiggle yourself like out free of these. This is like intense. And athletics too, I'd take depending on if anybody has that.
Oh.
Athletics? Okay.
Can I just add the extra athletics proficiency to
Yeah,
wiggle?
sure. Yeah, just add the proficiency.
So that's what, a 24.
Okay, wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
between the both of you, you guys are able to, yep. Okay. It hurts so bad, dude, to like grab these spikes and like walk yourself backwards off of them as they like pull you free. And you take an extreme amount of damage coming out of the pit. And he kind of just peeks the edge and he tosses a hand over it. It's got to be a weak hand. There's no way, yeah. And you guys are able to pull him back up, but he's heavily damaged.
Whoa.
See, normally I'd help you out, but death doesn't really seem to be permanent here, so I think you can just keep bleeding, mate. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Ari's good. She's like seeing this going on, like, oh, that just looks painful for me.
I mean, yeah, it sucks.
You guys are so jaded already. It's only episode 2.
Tell you what, though, what I will do is, and I'm going to cast Bless on myself. And who was it bleeding? It's Ricardo. Ricardo's bleeding?
It's
right?
Ricardo, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to cast Bless on the 3 of us. So
Okay.
only for a minute, only lasts for a minute, but we get to add D4 to attack rolls or saving throws.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Let's go find some more
And,
pits.
and
So
these
let's
people-
move now. Let's
So there is a pit.
Chop, chop.
It's all. I was about to say there is a pit. It's about 10 foot, so you potentially could jump it with a running start. So I'd take an athletics or an acrobatics check if you wanted to try to jump it. You could also, there are other ways to get across.
Is door 13 on the other side of this pit?
Correct.
Okay.
That's what he got caught doing, was he was trying to
Yeah.
get 13 and then slipped in the pit.
And assume the pit is as wide as the corridor.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. It touches the walls
So
and
you
it's
can't
about.
sort of shimmy across them.
There's no Zelda. There's no Link shimmy like across
Hey,
the.
who here's got the rope?
I've got
That's me.
some rope.
So I
have a rope
can
as well.
I can grab the rope and I can take a jump because I'm probably the most jockish of like the rest of us here.
Sure. Yeah, you can make that.
I mean, we've got 2 cat people, right?
Yeah.
True. That's also
I've
true.
seen cats jump.
I mean, I could jump across, but I'd rather not risk it. I only have 9 lives.
So Bee's gonna lean over to Ricardo, and she's gonna do 2 things. She's gonna use prestidigitation to kind of wipe off the blood, and as best as she could, she's like, "You look so dirty. Like this is just not cool." She's gonna like clean it off, and then she's gonna cast Spider Climb on Ricardo so that he can kind of walk on the wall and kind of go across, and then kind of go back. So she's like, "I can help you. You're really hurt. I don't want you to fall back in there. That's gonna be terrible. So here you go.
I've never done this before.
Spider Climb."
It's great.
And in fact, you do manage to just like shimmy along the way over to the other side, and Ricardo's made it thanks to Spider Climb, one of my favorite spells. It's just one of my favorites. So yeah, how would everybody like to proceed? Ricardo's standing on the other side now, like, holding basically a giant open hole in his side.
So how long? This pit's like 10 feet long, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, about 10 feet.
So I can't just like take a door off and like make a makeshift bridge.
No, it's too wide for that.
Okay.
Oh, that's a really great idea.
How deep is the pit?
10 foot. So it's basically a 10 foot by 10 foot square.
I mean, can I just lower myself down into it and
then climb?
Try to like finagle through the spikes.
Yeah, like Prince of Persia across it. Like, very small.
Wall run, like MMA wall one.
Yeah, you could roll it. Like, I'd have to take an acrobatics if you're gonna be like really dexterous about it, and not just like get a running jump.
Yeah, I just want to kind of very slowly lower myself into the pit and walk across the bottom.
Okay. Yeah, lower
Does
yourself
that?
in.
I jump over him.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, you're able to like slide down, and you kind of like shimmy through, and back up to the other side. Yeah.
Bee and her, Bee's gonna look at her backpack, and she's like, "I have this potion somewhere," and she's gonna like pull it out, and she has a potion of flying. That was her magical item that she took. And she's gonna drink half of it, and then she's gonna give it to Ari, because Ari's been kind of like helping her out, like a sister.
Yeah, I hear that.
She's gonna drink half, and she's gonna like float up, and then she's gonna be like, "Here, Ari, let's go. Let's fly across."
So you guys have to hold one another all the way across to get the benefit of flying together. Like your weight, it takes like, because you both drank half of it. But yeah, you guys are able to like float across.
And as she does, like, she's like, "Derek, thank you for the blessing."
All right, who's left? Flask? Are you still on the other side?
Yeah, Flask is gonna back up a few feet and get in like a sprinting position, and then try to run and jump over the pit.
Do it. Yeah.
Hey.
With no, yeah, you like a champion, just cross all 10 feet of it and land to the other side. Yeah, and so you guys are all successfully to the other side, correct? All right. The hallway continues, but you begin to notice that the doors after 13, kind of where you're talking about, like down towards the end, begin to open up into archways, as if maybe large scale archways, as if it might bridge left or right. But you do get to door 13. And there's a little gold plaque on it, rusted around the edges. You're not sure if there's a blood stain or a coffee stain or something on it. Would you like to try the door?
Yes.
I would like to determine the stain. Real quick.
Okay, I will give you that, but you have to tell me exactly how you plan to do that. Yeah, are you going to lick it? What?
Oh, I taste it. Yeah, of course.
All right. It's a 50-50 chance.
So much tongue in this episode.
If it is a 2, means that it is, in fact, coffee.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
It is just coffee. Your mind has not gotten the better of you.
We've got a little bit of a dark roast on the store, guys.
Caffeine?
It's not decaf, is it?
It's kind of zippy. I don't know. Maybe a Colombian.
Yeah, it's just not enough of a. There's not enough coffee there for you to really tell, but it's been there a while. You can't tell that. It's been there a long time.
Ari's going to like rub some off with a finger and do like the like. Maybe this will get it through. Like, quicker.
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness.
You feel nothing, but kind of gross. You feel kind of gross.
I'm gonna
No, you shouldn't.
smear some on my ear tongue.
Everybody.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
Are
it's just coffee. It can't be that bad.
As you guys are standing at door 13, Ricardo, like, trying to reach for the doorknob, around you guys, like, licking
And that's going to
the
be good.
plate on the door. In the hallway, you hear that same, like, at the end of the hallway.
Oh, fuck.
And you look right, and there's the silhouette of a small child.
So that is ahead of us, or from in the direction?
It's farther down, like towards where the archways are, basically where those two arches meet. The boy is standing, what you assume to be a boy, is standing in the shadows. Who has dark vision?
I do.
I do.
Well, hot diggity. You guys all see a little bit more detail of the child. And in fact, you see just passively that he is wearing a mask. Let me see if I can't pull this up because it is scary. He's a scary child. I haven't really successfully done this very well yet, so we're gonna see. There he is. Can you see it?
Oh
Can you do the
God.
child?
Ah!
He's kind of staring at the end of the hallway, and he has some kind of strange mask on. And as you stare at him, another child runs out of the hallway to the left and joins him and grabs his hand. And let's see, I think I have. He looks a little something like this. A different mask, but also in a mask.
That's cool.
Should I read anything into the title of these pictures?
No, I mean you can
Okay.
if you want to, but yeah, there's two of them standing there, kind of holding hands, and a third one runs out and joins them, also in a very eerie-looking skeletal mask. And
How
they,
far away
three
from
of them,
us?
they are about 80 feet down this.
All right.
Whoa.
So they're like down there, and they're just this tiny silhouettes.
I'm not fond of children when they're not dressed up in creepy masks, let alone right now.
I've got an idea. I'm going to walk like another maybe 30, 40 feet down the corridor, and I'm going to get down on one knee with my bag, and I'm going to go, hey kids, come here, I've got something for you. I've got a treat for you. And I'm going to hold out the bag.
What's he
Harry's
going on
okay.
about?
Harry's like,
Okay, why don't you roll a persuasion?
Oh God. Charisma, not my strong suit. Oh!
Oh my god! Okay. The child in the middle, the very first one with the really creepy mask on, lets go of the hands and kind of shuffles forward, and walks about 20 feet before he stops, and he now is standing kind of in a beam of light that's coming through a broken piece in the ceiling. Yeah, and it begins to reach its hand out.
Cool. Into the bag?
Not into the pack. He's almost there. He's coming towards you. Is there anything you want to do before he gets to you?
Just reach in. There's something really cool in here. You're going to really like it.
oh God, 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 oh God.
Is the other boy down here as well? Or is he
The other two boys stayed up where the arches way are, so 80 feet away. This one was the only one that came forward.
Okay.
And as it goes to reach into the bag, the door number 13 that Ricardo has been waiting to open, on the other side you hear a doo, 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 and the kid lurks and stares at the door and disappears.
Oh!
Oh my gosh.
I just kind of put the bag away and huff back to the group. No one ever goes for it.
What did you plan on doing?
It's nothing. You'll see.
And again, you hear louder. The door shakes almost off the hinges. You can see it part from the door frame.
I'm really mad about this, so I'm going to take my maul and I'm just going to boot the door open.
Okay, roll me a strength. It won't be too hard.
Oh god. Yeah, while this is happening, he's
17.
gonna look at the group and be like, do children normally act like this? I haven't seen a child in like, I don't know, 100 years. Do they normally do this?
When they're in hell, they do.
Not the ones I've seen.
Okay.
14 plus what was any modifiers to that strength?
17 total.
Woo, 17. Okay, yeah. You take the doorknob straight off. The door swings open. into what looks like a bath chamber.
Is there anything behind the door that I can hit?
Nothing. It looks a little like this. These kind of eerie porcelain tubs sit in a row in this narrow space. And there are these strange white sheets covering the top of them.
So I'm just going to kind of pause for a second and then put my maul down. And I'm going to turn to Ari and say, I really hate this place.
And I both.
Can I cast a spell? I took a feat. I don't know if you allow people to do feats, but
yeah, sure.
So I'm gonna cast Detect Poison and Disease.
Okay.
So within 30 feet of me, and I'm walking into this room, I'm looking for poisons, poisonous creatures, diseases, in this area.
Everything.
That's right. Well, yeah, I think this whole place. Well, when you cast it, you recognize that this is a very unsanitary place. So that,
Right.
let's just beyond that. You don't get any hint of anything around being poisonous,
Okay.
but your instincts that something's not right are correct.
Guys, let's not take any baths in here, okay? I don't know if you guys were thinking it, but it might not be a good idea.
I wasn't planning to.
Okay.
Baths are primitive anyhow.
Mia was gonna get ready to use like prestidigitation. She's like, "Oh, a bath would be lovely," but she's gonna be like, good point." Like stops.
I still got like old lady on my face, but I'm just gonna own it for the rest of the game.
So who's inside the room? Okay, there are two of you. Is everybody else staying in the hallway?
Yep.
By the door.
Yeah. Class is still in the hallway.
Okay. Is there any kind of investigation you want to roll, or anything you'd like to do for those of you that are inside the room?
Not so much investigation. I don't want to go into the room, but is there anything I can see that seems more out of the ordinary than the room in general?
Sure. Roll. Let's make sure you don't roll like too crazy high, but yeah, go ahead and roll for that.
Perception, I guess.
Yeah, a perception.
Oh.
Oh, and a nat 1. No, this looks like
I'm just really
looks
sad.
like a place where you water your horses. That's what you perceive. Like there's like no, you're so off base. Yeah, you're like, it's just a room full of bathtubs.
I just wanted to smash something, and now there's baths. I don't like.
I will help my friend if I can also roll a perception.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Hey, that's a little bit better.
And a 17. Something knocked from this side of the door. You can perceive that it is in one of these bathtubs.
All right, I go around sticking each bathtub with my sword methodically down the line.
All right, which one are you? We're gonna start with the closest one and move back.
Closest one to me, and then I'm gonna just go down the line.
Okay, you get to the second one. The first one, air. It hits a little bit of probably nasty standing water at the bottom, but you tang on porcelain. And you move to the next one, knife in. Nothing. Third one, nothing. Fourth one, and as it hits whatever it is, a hand presses up the white sheet as it rips free, and a devourer stands like laying in the bathtub ready to pounce on your face.
Okay. Guys.
She looks too happy about that.
Help. I
right.
press my sword deeper in. It looks like it's kind of threatening on me, right?
Yeah, you did get the drop on it, and we'll say that you got through it because its AC is not very high.
Okay.
So go ahead and make like whatever with your sword the general attack would be, or
the damage.
Damage, I'm sorry, would be yes.
Okay. 8 plus. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So how much did it do?
That is. Wait, I only add strength, right?
Correct.
Okay, I added a little bit too much. Let me X out of some of these pictures.
Oh yeah, so many pictures.
So I did instead of 13, I did 10 points of damage.
Okay. Oh, 10. Okay. Yeah, it as you kind of rip it free, you see its chest kind of rip to go with it. It screams a little bit, but it doesn't seem terribly phased. We are going to go into initiative, so I need everybody to roll for me.
Okay. Okay.
All right, and we'll do it like we did last time because it just helps me out a little.
Nat 20.
Woohoo! Okay,
Nice.
that was Burbag. You rolled the 20.
Yeah.
All right. So we're just gonna go in order again. B, you're
17.
17. Ari.
She's AFK.
Oh, correct. We'll grab hers when she gets back. Derek.
13.
13. Flask.
5. I got a nat 1.
No, no. Okay, Ricardo.
22, but I'm not in the room. because I'm watching out for more children, and if there are any children, I really watch them really quickly.
Okay. So you're on child lookout. We will. I'm not sure.
Anything else that might come down the corridor.
I was about to say, let's see. Just to keep things kind of moving, I was gonna see if I've got Ari's sheet, and I was gonna just quick roll her deck. So hers is a 3. And what have we got? So she gets a 20. So good for her for me rolling that for her. Okay. And the Devourer will also get his day to shine with his initiative roll, which is not quite as high. With a +1, only puts him at a 9, so it will go last. No, excuse me. Flask will go last. It'll go right before him. So in order, Nat 20 first, so Burbag, followed by Ari. If she's back, we will just skip her and give her a turn when she returns. Excuse me, no, Burbag, Ricardo, Ari, B, and Devourer Flask. So let's start at the top with Burbag with that Nat 20.
Okay. Bonus action rage, because I'm very afraid of this thing.
Okay, you should be.
And as I rage, like, somebody who vapes a whole lot, just steam pours out of my nose, and the spirits of my ancestors surround me.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Do I get? I was about to say, is it an attack?
And that precipitates my attack.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and do this. That's a 14.
A 14 to hit is not going to hit.
That's okay, because I got another attack. Here we go. That's a 22.
A 22 does in fact hit. Very much so.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
And roll damage. That is 11 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Takes another 11 points. It is not liking you. You can see that you're kind of chipping away at it.
Sorry, that's 13 because I'm raging.
Oh, great.
Okay.
It's even better. So, it's not liking you stabbing it, so it is probably going to attack you very hard.
Okay.
Next, Ricardo, it is your turn.
They've all piled into the room, so there's no room for me anyway. So I'm just going to watch both the corridor and the room, and now decide what to do if something needs to be done.
Okay. Yeah.
Rather
So,
than piling in as well.
yeah. So why don't you roll a? We'll say you're kind of on guard, but I want you to roll a perception to see how perceptive you are of your space.
Okay.
Hot diggity dog, 11. So, between what's going on in there, you can recognize you don't need to be in that space. And moving up and down the halls, it's pretty dark. And like I said, that tile floor, it's just so disorienting with the heavy perspective. But you don't hear any more of the children. And definitely down there where the arches are, they are gone. They are gone. But yes, we'll say you're kind of on guard. Yep. So at this point, we'll say nothing can sneak up the hallway.
We can't be surprised coming from anything coming from the corridor.
Correct. And Ari, it's actually your turn. I rolled your initiative. Sorry, babe.
Oh yeah, no worries. Okay. So I was in the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything happening? There's nothing happening behind me.
Nothing behind you. Ricardo's basically kind of standing guard right in the doorway right outside.
Okay, well, Ari is gonna run up to Burbag because Burbag's still was your weapon still stuck in it?
I've hit it once more since then.
Okay.
Hey guys, the party's in here.
I guess, okay, Ari's going to walk up because she has got her rapier now as well. So let's go ahead and stick it with the pointy end.
Okay, Devour, it is. What's that roll? 20 plus your dex, right?
Yes.
Oops.
Sorry, figuring out. There we go. Whoop.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay, at a 13, not a hit. It just doesn't quite make it. It like reads in the bathtub, and you as you go to stab through it, it tings one of its ribs in this big open rib cage. It looks like it could open up and just swallow you whole.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
And we move right along to B.
perfect. So B will kind of just step into the room a little bit, and then she's gonna kind of look to see everything happening, and she's gonna pull out a dagger, and she's like, I should be very good at this. I use these a lot. So she's gonna try to throw it right at the creature and try to get her in the head.
Okay, yeah, great. Make that attack. At a 12, not enough.
May I use my
just not
advantage?
enough. You sure can use that advantage.
Okay. And any better? 18?
And an 18 is a hit. Nice.
Perfect. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 2 damage. Okay.
Okay, yeah, it takes it in the head as it kind of sits up. You catch it right in the skull, and it turns to look at you and then notices all of you at the door for the first time.
Yeah.
Yep. And we will move right along to Derek.
Cool. So bonus action, I'm going to cast Sanctuary on myself at first level.
Okay.
So if it's going to hit me, it needs to make a Wisdom saving throw first.
Oh, well, that's...
Also for everybody, because I've hit it and I'm raging, you all have resistance to any damage this does to you. Because of ancestral protectors. So my spirits are with you guys.
Nice. So I'm just going to run over and hit it with my maul.
Okay.
So that is 18 total.
Hit. That is a hit.
So...
I like to think that I'm just shoulder to shoulder with Derek. I'm just sharing a moment.
It's
That is 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Okay, yeah, it does not, in fact, like that at all. But seems to still be... It seems to be very hardy. So the stabs and things that you guys are getting in it's taking a lot to get through its skin. It's just very tough. This creature.
Hitting it!
And it is, in fact, the Devourer's turn. It's going to reach up with one claw and throw a melee attack at Burbag for 13 to hit.
No.
Okay, 13 doesn't hit. That was a poor roll on my part. And once more, at a 25 to hit Derek.
Needs to make a Wisdom saving throw first.
Correct, he does. Need to do that. What is it? Let's die. Okay, here we go. Here we go. He has nothing to add to it, so it's 16.
Yeah, it hits me.
Okay,
It hits you.
You're resistant, so...
Sweet.
Oh. This is fun.
Oh.
I'm gonna do this. I want to do this.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh no.
I want to do this. This is exciting. Okay.
Done?
All right, so general slashing damage, you're going to just take 2d6, okay, plus the 5. So that's pretty basic. So you'll take 9 points just of general claw damage. But as his claws race across your face, halved, you also have an extreme reaction to his claws. As it rips through, you can feel his energy and ball pulsing through your brain for 66 of necrotic damage to go along with it. Oh, that didn't
Is that halved as well?
that did not work. Let me try that again. There it goes. Okay. For 29 additional points of necrotic damage.
Is
that
half?
Is that halved?
Do you take that's a good question.
With the wording, it says any attack.
Any attack. So then it's
and
actually
maybe something to add on this. They also have disadvantage on the attack roll. Anybody else who's not me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you have to roll again.
Oh, okay. So he basically gets the first one off, right? Yeah, no, I'm glad you reminded me of that. So he gets the first hit off. I would definitely say it was half because it said any attack. So whatever he gave you the first time around, which was like what, the 14, 29.
14, yeah.
So 34, so half it. But
18.
he does in fact not need to have to roll for the soul rend.
Oh no.
So
God.
he gets 2 attacks plus his soul rend on a turn. And so this kind of, you see his chest like open up as he's laid sprawled out in this bathtub if you guys have been stabbing him. And just like a frog laid out for anatomy class, he like opens up his chest and this vortex of like life-draining energy pours out in a 20-foot
radius.
And both of you are going to have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I'm good at Constitution. That's good.
Anybody that is within 20 feet of this bathtub.
Would I be close to that? Because I just kind of came in the room a little bit. Would I be in that range?
20 feet. Yeah, that room's not that big.
Oh.
So
All right.
How about me?
Fail. Anybody else?
Constitution.
How about me? I'm
It's a
outside. I don't even know what's
You're
going
outside. I would say. Anybody else
Okay,
need to make
good.
it? Ari?
Yeah,
on.
I
You
do.
can't take
Flask, are you with them in the room?
Yeah, I'm near the entrance. I need to
Near
make
the
one.
entrance too.
Oh no.
Oh,
God.
a 20!
20.
Dang. Okay, cool. So we get a 20. All right. So those of you that failed, which I think is everybody but Flask, you needed an 18.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys are going to take.
Oh my god.
Look how happy you are.
A whole 58 points of damage as its body literally sucks you in because you are in soul form. And let's see.
I am
This
very
is in fact necrotic damage.
Oh, okay.
As it rips your soul clean. And it increases damage by 10 for each living humanoid with 0 hit points in that area. Anybody else was already at 0?
Is this halved or is this full damage?
If you failed the save, it's full. If you saved, it's half.
Dead.
How many people with Flask just watched die?
like dead times 3 almost.
Anybody else dead? Ricardo, you watch as everybody in the room just like their souls like leave this corporeal form and it just like
Is Soul Rend a spell?
It's just the two of us.
I think it's I don't know if it's a spell or not.
Although it's an area of effect, isn't it? It's not targeted.
Yeah, exactly. It's a radius. Yeah, so Ricardo, you see this happen as everybody in the room drops and the devourer gets out of the tub.
I'll leg it down the corridor towards the arches.
You're gonna start running?
Yeah.
Okay. You begin running down the hallway. You see it like crest the light, around the corner.
Flask is gonna run also.
And as you reach the arches, you look left and right, and you see the most horrific thing you've ever seen ever, which in fact is it's glass. This archway is not; it's glass, and on the other side of it seems to be some kind of medical room. People are laid out on slabs with their feet up in these stirrups, binding both their feet and their hands down. There seems to be a doctor in the room, but you can't see his face, only his back. He's very hunchbacked. And there are men, women of tons of different races laid out on these tables. And you see one of those creepy nurses come in and she points to one of the people and the guy is like writhing and screaming. And out of his mouth comes a hand as it begins to crest through his body and eat its way out. And another hand, and it pulls itself out of his mouth as his jaw bursts open and he dies there on the table. And this disgusting, gourd-shaped fetus writhes its way out of this man. And flops onto his chest. And the nurse reaches down and like scoops it up. The doctor, they kind of admire it. It's like wailing and screaming. And she, the doctor passes it back off to the nurse and she takes it out the room.
So this is one side of the arches, or?
Yeah, it's one side. That's what's happening on one side of the arches.
Right. Is there another? Can I go on, or is it a glass wall on all sides?
It keeps going.
right,
No,
okay.
it's not glass walls on it. It keeps going. Or the one on
Oh.
your right there is another glass wall.
I'll just keep running.
You keep running and you keep running and you keep running, and you hit the point where it's just door after door after door, and the hallway is extensive that you absolutely can't run anymore. You've just exhausted yourself. Roll a constitution to see if you can keep your feet running, because you've been running now for about 7-ish minutes solid.
So a constitution check or saving throw?
I would take a save if you get that nice little.
It actually doesn't make a difference.
Doesn't make a difference. Okay.
15.
You do. You manage to push forward. It's probably the fear. It's the fear, like just pumping through your veins. And you begin to notice after a while that everything looks the same, and it's like this hallway is never ending.
Do the numbers in the doors start from 1 again?
Somewhere near where the archways begin. You walked past the archways, you started running. Somewhere in that area, that's where you begin to notice the doors are repeating. It's like it's setting you back up. That the archways never get any farther away, really.
Is there again a pit at door 13?
No, it's gone.
Right.
The door still stands open, but
before that.
yeah.
And
I
make sure.
was gonna say, you finally look back and it's gone. But the archways are not.
Right.
Ancestors are so disappointed.
So I'm basically in a continuous hallway.
Yeah, it just keeps going. Why don't you roll? I take an insight or an arcana. I don't know if either one's better for you.
Insight, arcana. Just a d20.
Your last man standing.
11.
11. No, nothing to add to that. Okay.
Right. I remember the nurse saying and the others saying that you just die and die again.
Yeah.
So now, if there was the pit again, I would just jump into the pit. But there isn't a pit.
There's not.
If I'm back at the arches, is that medical room again there?
Uh-huh.
Okay. What's on the other
you
side?
back up and peer back in, and sure enough,
What's on the other side?
The opposite side seems to be the nursery, where these critters are taken. And just rows and rows of these like wrought iron, rusted cribs that are just falling apart, that these little critters are laying in. And a few of them look to be a little bit older, as if they've developed a little bit more. They are developing more humanoid style skin. But they seem to still be they're still cooking, you know what I'm saying? In the oven. They're not quite ready. And there's a few of those nurses.
It's like some incubation chamber type things.
Yeah. As you stand there staring into it, one of the nurses stands up, turns around, and looks you right in the eyes, and she just points right at you. Make a dexterity save.
I use my nat 20.
No!
Use your nat 20. You feel the cold hand of a woman coming near you, and you turn and dodge as a nurse has appeared out of nowhere and goes to jab a syringe right into your neck. And you dodge it as she does so.
Grab the hand and try to stab her with it.
Okay, roll me a dex.
Whoops.
Oh, yeah.
32.
As long as I don't roll. Okay, yeah, you win. You grab her hand. She doesn't look very happy about it. She comes up with her hand and grabs your neck, and you realize for the first time she has these like blade-like nails, and she claws you right in the neck. Oh my god.
Some saw shit. Oh my god.
So screwed up with a nat 20.
Oh.
Dirt.
Damn.
So she like grabs your neck and just rips free the skin, just almost rips your like jugular out. And
Oh no.
noises.
She
you
doesn't.
want
It won't be
to
too much. So she does, in fact, 7 points of slashing damage to your neck with these medical grade chrome fingernails, and you have her bound. I'm sorry.
Can I uncanny dodge this?
Yeah, you actually can.
Ooh.
So it's only 4. I'm still alive. So I'm going to try, because she's basically grabbed me.
Yeah, she's grabbed you by the neck as her other hand is like in front of you where you've got it grappled.
So I'm going to try something similar to what Burbeck did earlier. I'm basically trying to slam her against the wall.
Okay. Yeah, roll a strength or an athletics.
I'll try an athletics.
Yeah.
Check. Athletics, no, it's the same. 11.
Well, let's see if you manage to go against her strength, which is not very much. At 14, she beats you. You go to push her, and she pushes back, and you guys kind of lock there in the hallway. And you guys lock, and she's going to once again make an attack, and she's actually going to try to. You kind of have her. She's going to try to strength the syringe into your chest.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to roll an opposing strength.
Strength again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're just kind of like grappled. So she rolled a 19.
And look at the 2.
And she presses this extended syringe deep into your chest cavity. And as she does so, it injects this blue liquid into your system. And you can feel your vital organs beginning to shut down. And she, as you begin to fade out, she stares down at you, slices her lips open, and goes, "This one is ready for the seed." And turns and walks away, and you can feel as you fade out your body being dragged down the hallway by something. Oh, hey, look, I can update my TPK count. It's now on 4. TPK count. Yeah, so TPK. So you guys come to after this extreme devouring, and it's very cold, the space that you're in.
What's a moderate devouring look like?
An extreme. Well, I mean, it is Thursday, not Monday. You know what I'm saying? Okay, there it is. 4. We now have 4. So you guys come to, and this time around, you are all strapped to a medical bed.
Aww.
Mm-hmm. Laid out next to one another, slabs, all 6 of them. And you can turn your head left and right. Your hands are bound, your feet are bound, and there is a strange device on your head.
Oh no.
I look over to my friends and I say, "Sorry guys, I'm gonna own that one." It might not have been a good idea to Nazgul those bathtubs, but I did.
Ooh, what does this look like to the others? Were the others there earlier, and did I appear later?
Good question. So as you guys are kind of having this cordial talk, you've been in this room about a minute or so, and out of nowhere, Ricardo appears to the left of you. It's almost like he raises out of the floor on this bed.
Richard!
That's weird.
Hey! You're here too.
I believe that we're dead now.
And I'm still sort of struggling with an invisible nurse.
Do we still have
I'm sorry? If you were wearing armor, all your stuff's still on you. But your hands are bound, your feet are bound, and you have a strange bowl-like helmet sitting on your head.
May I actually cast Misty Step to try to get out of the shackles?
Sure, you can. Absolutely.
Perfect. So I'm gonna pop up beside like someone else's bed, whoever's like nearest to me, and I'm gonna actually try to like get rid of the restraints and try to like free my friends.
Okay, cool. Yeah, roll a dex.
If it's any consolation, Tusky, I blame you too.
That's fair.
Yeah, let's see how we do, just to make sure you can kind of finagle a few of them free.
I use my mage hand to help me.
Yeah, you can definitely have your mage hand. Oh, at a 3, it's really tough. You managed to get Ari out of hers, but no other. Ricardo, your mage hand also should roll a, it's kind of, they're tight. So roll a dex as well.
Yep.
and tell me who you're rolling for. A nat 20. You can get 2 people. Your mage can get 2 people. So yourself and somebody else.
I'm freeing myself first, and then I help others.
So you guys, so you free, let's just say in order. So we free Ari, B and Ari. Ricardo's next, and he frees himself. And next to him is Flask. And Flask is free. And Burbag and Derek, you're left attached to the table as the door swings open. And the thin man, Ricardo, that you saw, approving the spawn that ripped itself free of the gentleman, stands hunchback in the doorway. And you hear him say, "Clever, clever, clever." And he claps his hands, and all of you are back in your table, strapped to the board.
Oh my god.
And he saunters in the room. Does anybody have a high religion or history? I take both.
I have history.
Okay, why don't you roll it just to see if you can gain a little bit of insight on this doctor?
No.
What?
I will
That's
try.
a 7 total.
No.
No, you're just too terrified. I will say that you are, those of you that went through initiation last week will recognize the face. Though not sheathed in shadow and created out of shadow, remind you of Bhaal himself.
Ah.
And he steps into the room. And he claps his hands, and you guys become strapped to the table again. And he says, "It is time. It is time to ask you all a few questions." He comes in and gingerly closes the door. It clicks behind him. And he walks over to a switch on the wall. And he says, "I'm going to ask you a very simple question. Depending on your answer, I will flip one of these 6 switches that correlates with your bed and the metal bowl you are wearing. Into it, I will cast an extreme lightning spell, in which shock therapy will rush through your body. And we will do it every time until you have lost all your constitution points."
It's very specific.
It's very specific. What's the constitution point?
Yeah. It says, until you have nothing left to give.
Are there like locks on the
I've always
shackles?
got something to give, baby.
Yeah, it's like the buckle ones that are like nice and tight, and then they're strapped around and like velcroed again, like tucked into like a leather strap. And he says, "Let us begin. Why is it that you chose to take up the mantle of adventurer?" And he looks and says, "We'll start with you, John."
It takes like B a second to realize that she's just like, name, right. Okay. Well, I didn't quite choose it myself. I was quite outcasted and kind of had to do it on my own. I was just kind of forced into it by being banned from my village.
So it was not choice, it was fate.
Yeah, you could put it like that.
Wrong! Flips the switch as electricity bolts through you. Make a constitution save. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be just fine.
No, it's not.
Okay, so at that, you don't make the con save as electricity courses through your skull and down your body. As he calls lightning, it almost comes out of nowhere and like strikes the metal cap. And just so I know exactly how much. Oh. Okay. Okay, so 3. Yep. So all 3 of them hit. Sorry.
Aye.
Oh, no.
He's only gonna cast 1 to start, so he'll do
To start.
yeah, to start. He's only gonna cast that many to start.
Oh my god.
I am dead.
A 20, how many points of damage? 27 points of damage as lightning like courses through your veins, and he says, "All adventurers should choose their path, not be forced into it. Next, Beth. I hate that name."
Me too.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that one, Sir Death Lord. I went adventuring because life is boring and needed a little bit more chaos in it. And how better to cause chaos than to get myself involved in it?
I like your speak of chaos. Roll a persuasion.
Roll a persuasion. She whips out her bag of dice that she does happen to have upon her. She does like a good old gamble after all.
Yeah.
And actually, persuasion is one of my best talents. So,
oh, he says, I like your spirit, but I also like to watch you fry.
Don't we all? And she has a flashback to Fergie with the electrocuting the sushi people.
Yeah, and he says, I have a thought. And he flips the switch and is going to roll again with one lightning bolt on Ari. And as soon as you take 16 points of damage, that doesn't kill you, does it?
No.
Okay. He says, and snaps, and you pop back into health, and he says, I'll be back for more. And moves down the line. He just wanted to watch you crispy fry. And he moves down and he says, Ben, why did you take up the mantle of adventuring?
Man's got to eat. Goblin's got to be killed.
It's pretty worthy, I guess. Not very inspiring.
That's fine.
He's a simple dwarf.
He said, well, simple dwarf.
I'm not trying to impress anyone.
You two are somewhat persuasive. Roll a dice and show me how much.
What am I adding to this? Is this persuasion?
Yeah, it's a persuasion roll.
This is a -1. That's not in the chat.
Oh.
That goes back round to a 20, right? That's how that works.
Yeah, he says, oh, you are very, very curt and blunt, sir, but it is not a good enough excuse. Oh, man.
Why did you take up murder?
44, and as you fry on the table, he says, I took up murder because it is what was given to
You're
me.
really shitting it, mate. I'm still alive.
And he turns it off just long enough for you to say that and flips it back down and finishes off the 44 points of damage as you fry on the table. The ends of your beard sizzle up your face as he walks over and he says, Judy, I remember killing a Judy one time. It was a pleasure. Judy, why did you choose to be an adventurer?
Redemption. I need to clear my name. Why don't you give it all to me? I can take it.
Bhaal walks over to you. Yeah, this very humanoid form of Bhaal walks over to you, and this dingy lab coat that's splattered in the blood of his subjects. And he gets very close. His breath smells of mothballs and death. And he says, I like this. Your answer. It shows that you fight for something, for someone. That you are more than simply riding out your fate. You are choosing your own destiny. You, sir, shall live to watch your friends die. And he moves to the next bed, which is Mel. And he says, Mel, can you top that? Or would you too like to fry? And that's you, Flask. You have the Mel tag, right?
Oh, got you.
Yeah. He comes over. He says, clearly you do not know who you are.
I was chosen. This was my destiny. What do you mean? I was called to become an adventurer. There was no other way.
Called, you say? How so? I am intrigued.
By the chiefs of my people, I was chosen. I must risk my life so I can bring knowledge to the rest of them. It is my job to put myself in danger so others don't have to.
A noble, noble cause, chosen by your people to spread knowledge amongst them. I am impressed. Unfortunately, you failed at your mission if you are here.
I can bring back the knowledge of the afterlife, a place that nobody's gone before and survived.
Ah, so you do yearn to earn back your mortality.
Oh yes, I'm not going to spend eternity in this place.
Good. Then I shall leave you, for your next challenge will be the hardest. And he moves on as if he is also pleased. And he comes to the very last one, Ricardo, and he says, You, my devourer yearns for your soul. Why did you take up the mantle of adventurer?
There are many, many unexplored places in this world, and I'm here to explore them.
Ah, you seek exploration. Real adventure. I am glad to hear this. For your adventure today will end when you find out who...
I'm going to try and
shit.
use my mage hand to rip that thing off my head and throw it at him. As he's
monologuing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. The mage hand appears. He's going to make a dex. This is a god.
Yeah, I can try.
You can crit.
Nat 1.
That's true. He can. Here we go.
Roll the 16.
And he did roll it only a 12. He did only roll a 12, and you rolled a 16?
Mm-hmm.
So the mage hand does pick it up off your head, and you catch him monologuing, and it flings and hits him, and like bumps him as he's talking. And he turns and he says, "Insolent fool! I was going to let you live. Now, I think I'll do this instead." And he walks over and wriggles his hand down your throat all the way to your stomach and waits for you to choke on his forearm. Those of you that are still alive, you're welcome to bite. He is going to just double check that he doesn't totally fail the strength check on this, but as a god, like, let's be real.
Can I break my bonds and help put this guy in a headlock?
Yeah, well, at a 29, you're welcome to do whatever you'd like, because he is grabbed hold of the base of his stomach.
Okay. Because this guy was just very brave, and I respect that. So I'm gonna, throw caution to the wind. I will rage and gain advantage.
Yeah, advantage. Break the straps. Go ahead and
my
rage
athletic check. So that's, can I use athletics?
Yeah, you sure can.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll once. I'm gonna roll twice.
Okay.
That's much better. 17.
Okay, yeah, the 17, you do manage to pop them free, and Bhaal turns his forearm, hand down Ricardo's throat, and reaches for you. He's going to cast Hold Person. Make a wisdom, a wisdom save.
I'm great at those.
Yep. Oh, but not with the god.
No.
And he catches you and he says, "You too, such brave adventurers." And he pulls, he basically uses the force hand and pulls you close to him. And he lays you out on the floor, basically. And both of you, and chokes you out until you die. And when he's done, he pulls his hand free of Ricardo's throat, wiping off bile and blood. And he says, "Now, for the real fun." And he claps again, and the whole room disappears around you guys. And you wake up to the sound of a wolf. You guys are kind of doggy piled on one another, and you're on grass.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? I don't like that sound at all.
You will just.
Am I alive? Am I in this pile?
Yeah, everybody's in the pile. If you had died, you kind of recuperated, regenerated. There's definitely still a pain from whatever he did to you. Just like things down your throat. But you are alive. You have gear. But you are in a completely different place.
Okay. I would like to cast Druidcraft.
Okay.
And make the faint odor of a skunk appear out of some of my companions' butts. And say, "Oh, who farted? Get off of me!"
Oh my god!
Your middle school sleepover antics work. Kind of like rolls.
Try to lighten the mood, guys. And murder state.
And as you kind of right yourselves and get up, you realize that you guys are surrounded by a dense fog. Everybody roll a perception. It's gonna be very hard with the fog, but we'll see if you see it.
10.
Perception.
10. 16.
That's another nat one.
Woof, 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 woof.
Can I also Druidcraft to determine what the weather is going to be for the next 24 hours?
Sure. Your Druidcraft tells you it is going to be foggy.
Great. Hey, it's foggy, guys.
It's going to be foggy forever, basically, at this location. It seems to be that this is the state of consistent weather.
Okay.
The only other person that really notices anything is going to be Ari. And as you right yourself and like dust yourself off, you look off into the distance and you see a giant facility, a brick castle, if you would. No windows, a single door, and you rightfully assume that that is probably the asylum you just left. And you are sitting on the lawn of it. And as you look around, something peers up over the fog just off in the distance. Something made of stone.
There's a stone figure kind of coming our way through the fog, guys. Don't know what you want to do about that, but I was
going to say, B sees it too. She walks up behind you and is with her 19 is also like,
That's not the wolf we heard, but it's coming. It's coming. She's very disappointed, but she's scared.
Hopefully it's not children again.
Oh, that was the worst.
And you guys notice that the moving fog makes it look like it might be moving, but it's actually stagnant. It's the top of some kind of polished stone.
Oh, let's have a look.
Oh, you guys remember what what was said earlier today about our names, finding our names? Stone in the earth?
Oh.
Something like that?
Right. And like after that realization, she's just gonna book it right to it. Like, let's go.
Ari's gonna just sit down on the spot again, and she's like,
I'm guarding B. I'm prepared to protect B if something jumps out at her. Or wolf.
Okay, cool. Okay.
All right. Flask will follow, but he'll stay behind, like in the back.
Okay. So you guys basically take like pose and you're creeping through. The grass is crunching with the moisture and the frost on the ground, and the fog, like I said, is pretty dense. And as you get closer to the stone, who's in front? Is that you, Burbag? I'm guessing.
I'm just guarding.
You got your sword out, and you're kind of like poking in the air, and you tink, and you hit this stone thing, tink, tink, tink. And as you get closer, you kind of wasp the fog away, and it looks to be a gravestone.
Is there anything written on the gravestone?
There is the name of it says elf, their race, the dates, and it has a name. It says Celia.
Celia Delia.
I Druidcraft a rose on the grave, and I move on.
Bloop. It appears and quickly dies.
Well, it's the thought that counts.
It like appears and it's like, oh, what a beautiful and it just like, ooh, as if it cannot grow in this place.
Okay. I hope you guys aren't ready to do some gardening.
There's a gravestone. Is there a flat stone as well?
It is. It's kind of tall. It's about 3.5 foot tall, arch shaped, very kind of typical gravestone, and it comes just up above the fog. Its front is very flat, and you guys begin to notice that the ground you're standing on is fresh.
Oh,
dirt. It's fresh dirt.
May you look around for other graves?
Roll another perception. Roll another perception now that you've cleared some of the space in the fog.
We'll try. Oh, no.
At an 8, the fog is just too thick, but you can rightfully assume that if there is one, there are more,
Okay.
regardless of whether or not you can see them.
May I assist?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Let me go ahead and roll perception. Yeah,
Nice.
that's a little better.
Yeah, you walk up.
perfect.
Yeah, you kind of walk up and comfort her, and you're like, "Oh, wait, but over there." And you point, and sure enough, you begin to see like a breeze kind of passes through, and there are a series of them, and it looks to be pretty endless. This graveyard.
Are they
Outside.
are they alphabetized or are they organized in any sort of way?
Roll an insight to see if you can figure it out.
All right.
I'm gonna guess.
Um,
No.
Just want to help him with that.
I,
Try to
Yep,
figure it out.
sure.
yeah, I'll help.
14.
Out of 14, let's see. Anybody else want to? Yeah, somebody. I think would it be? Yeah, there we go. Okay. No, he rolled the highest. So, the only thing you can perceive is a few of them seem to maybe be paired up as if they belong together.
Okay.
But all in all, it doesn't look like there's any rhyme or reason. It's a pretty chaotic. They're not in like nice rows like a lot of things. It's very sporadic and random, as if it's more of a dumping ground
Mhm.
than a true, well-kept cemetery.
I don't think we should walk on any of these graves. It's not a very good idea. Though now that I've died, I don't know that it really matters, to be honest.
It always matters.
Yeah. I'm gonna like kind of like look at the group because I know a few of us are still kind of fresh from dying and technically, sort of, and be like, well, if this is really fresh, maybe ours are close by because maybe it's organized that way. And so she's gonna try to like kind of move to the next grave and kind of see if she's correct. about
Nice.
that.
Yeah, actually, why don't you roll me a nature check, and we'll do like, can you smell the fresh dirt?
I love nature. Yes.
Seems like a good roll.
Hopefully.
Oh, yeah. You're on point. You like reach down and you're like, this is fresh dirt. We just need to follow the fresh dirt, and you like lead them through the cemetery pretty easily over to a set actually of 6 graves. You can barely see them through the fog, and they are extraordinarily fresh. And as you guys approach them, each of your names on the same as what you're currently wearing begin to appear in the gravestone.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, as in Beth and Judy and all
Yeah,
them.
Beth and John and Judy and Mel.
All right. I go and find Judy. I regard her for a second, and I start digging.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna dig it up?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. That's gonna take some time, unless anybody wants to help him, but go ahead and roll me as it's gonna be probably a strength just to have the strength to dig all that up. It's a pretty deep grave. At a 10, yeah, I was saying it takes you some time. You guys,
Okay.
unless anybody wants to help him, you guys stand there and watch him dig a hole.
B will help him because he's helped her quite a bit. So B will
Okay,
help.
so everybody can roll the strength. Actually, let's just say Burbage, if they're helping you, roll with advantage.
Okay.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and do that again. That's a lot better.
Much
There we
better.
go.
With teamwork makes the dream work. And you guys work together on John's grave, because that's the one that B is assigned, and dig down till you hear the thud
Mhm.
of the coffin.
We open it up.
It is empty.
You want to jump in? I mean, this is for you.
It makes sense to me.
Sure.
Yeah.
If everybody needs me to, I suppose. And so B will kind of just
You
slide
get in and
into
we'll see
her
what
coffin.
You crawl in the coffin?
I do.
Okay, you
It's
crawl in
her
the coffin.
coffin.
She lays down. Shut the lid. Like, what's the plan here?
I don't cover it up with dirt, but I just slowly let the lid down.
So you let the lid down and it closes shut.
I say, "Are you okay, B?"
You hear him say that. Are you good?
And B will shut up and like, so far so good, I think.
Is anything happening? Anything abnormal?
It's very dark. I'm not sure. I can't see anything, and it's getting a little harder to breathe.
This is true. Who's standing outside the tomb? Or out, like not in the hole. She's the only one that went in the hole. Okay. Everybody that's standing outside needs to make a dexterity save.
Oh no!
I've got danger sense. I get advantage on things I can see. Do I see this coming?
You don't see this coming.
All right.
Not this one. This is so
Oh no, it's a save.
you need I was about to say, yeah, make sure it's a save because you need an 18, all of you.
Nope.
Let's try this again. Yes.
Oh! Ricardo's the only one that makes it. And it's because
Again!
I was about to say, you know the pitter-patter of those little tiny kid feet. And
no.
they come running up behind and push all of you in. And they push you all in, and you guys tumble about 8 feet down into the tomb with her, except for Ricardo, and we're going to get to that. And then another group of kids come running in from the opposite side and begin digging and dumping the dirt on top of all of you. They're trying to bury you alive, and they're working very, very quickly. Ricardo, since you're still on top, I guess, would you like to do anything? Because there are, in fact, 4
I'll try
of
and
them.
push some of the kids into the grave.
All right, you want to make a
more the
strength
merrier.
check against these creepy kids with the mask?
Okay, yeah. Nate.
Can I also grab an ankle
9.
from where I am?
Okay, you want to
Damn it.
try to reach up?
Yeah.
Are you tall enough? Are you 8 foot tall? How tall are you?
No.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think.
5'10".
Yeah, there's no way. So you can't quite reach it. You can
All
see
right.
the kids. They manage to basically, when you go to reach for them, they grab your hand in an unrealistically strong way and break you free. And it is, in fact, everybody else. Anybody in the pit? What is your actions? Because you're about waist deep at the rate that they're dropping in on you in dirt at this point. It is like coming in fast. And B, it is, you can hear it pouring on top of the coffin.
Yeah, Bea is just like panicking at this point. She's just kind of like scratching and trying to like do anything. She knows it's ridiculous and it's not going to happen, but she's just kind of like panicking. She's like not like trying to talk or speak because she
Right.
knows that oxygen is very precious at this moment. So she's just kind of scratching, going, do something, please. And she's just like really panicked.
So why don't we do this? Call out for quick. Yeah, you hear her like, help, have you done? Do something. Anybody want to take quick action before we go into initiative?
So I wanna open up my hands and help somebody get out.
Anybody want to get out? He like motions for somebody to get out.
Flask would try to jump out.
I'll drop my rope down.
Throw you up.
So you're in combat with kids.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh,
Fine.
Okay. Flask, on the other hand, you're gonna need to pull yourself free of the amount of dirt. So make a strength check first, and then we'll
Okay.
give Burbage another strength to boost you, or an athletics, I take as well.
Okay.
Because the
Okay,
dirt
so-
is pouring in fast.
So just raw strength.
Mm-hmm. 12.
That's
It's pretty tight. You managed to get out, but not very successfully. With the 12, I would say you managed to get your hands on the ledge. He doesn't boost you up
Okay.
really entirely, but you managed to like get yourself on the ledge, so your next turn you can pull yourself up if you want to. Derek or Ari, anything you guys are like jonesing for?
I mean, I sat down on the spot and was just like, nope.
Yeah, you just are like, I'm accepting this. Ari is the mistress of death.
I'll try and climb out, but I'm not desperate to get out. If I die, I'll.
So I was about to say, make a flat athletics to try to like jump out of the dirt.
Cool athletics. Oh,
For her, it's just like, hello, darkness,
it's
my
a
old friend."
13 total.
13. Not strong enough to like pull yourself out of the dirt and get yourself up.
So I'm just kind of like,
yeah.
Okay.
So we loop back around to Ricardo, who you see, Ricardo, more children run in, 4 more, like a gaggle of these just toddlers and 6 and 7-year-old kids run in, and they are just like actively piling dirt in. One of them is going to, in fact, walk over to Flask and pry his fingers up. So I'm going to you need to make a strength save.
Wow.
He's going to try to pry your fingers up with his little magical 15 against whatever yours. Well, yeah, he like Tweety birds your fingers right up, and you fall back down with the weight of the dirt. Ricardo, one of
Yep.
them is going to walk over to you, the one you're already kind of in combat with that had your wrist, and they're going to try to flip you over into the grave.
Okay, so contested strength as well?
Yep, contested strength as well. Let's see if I continue to get lucky. Probably not, because I said that.
I get a 7.
God.
At a 23, this child literally like wrenches your wrist and tosses you over his shoulder into the dirt as they all just, there's probably 13 or 14 of them now. So they're just like dogs covering you guys up. And the last of the dirt piles atop of your face. And you can feel their feet like patting it down as you guys choke on dirt and begin to die. And one of the kids says, "Shh, it's okay. You'll be our mommies soon." And that's where we end today's episode.
We're gonna end the episode on